And he joins me now. Kevin, Disney goes political. Anheuser-Busch goes political. Are companies operating in the best interests of their shareholders when they take on political issues?
Stuart, thanks for having me on. The answer to your question very candidly is no. You and your audience know well that the only job that companies have, generally and for their shareholders, is to make a profit. And so what we at Heritage are hopeful is that the companies like Disney, like Anheuser-Busch, that have stepped into woke politics, putting that really radical agenda that's so out of step from the everyday American at a higher priority than that of their shareholders, will finally realize that when you lose, as Anheuser-Busch has done, $5 billion in market cap in less than a week, that maybe you just need to get back to selling your product.
Why are so many corporations going down the woke road? Is it pressure from their own employees? Is it pressure from the administration? Why are they doing this in such large numbers?
Well, I talk to a lot of corporate CEOs, those whose companies are privately held and those who are publicly held. And what they tell me, many of them sort of closet conservatives, if you will, is that there's a lot of pressure from two segments. First of all, internally, by a lot of their employees. That was the case with Anheuser-Busch, with that particular vice president, whose agenda seems to be very much out of step with that of the CEO of Anheuser-Busch. But secondly, there is a group of activist shareholders who, for the better part of the last decade, have been pushing an agenda that, as you know, is known as ESG, environmental social governance. That is not in the best interest of the company, of pension holders, of the American people. The good news, Stuart, is that the everyday American has sort of become aware of all of this, and it's really important that they themselves continue to be active. So we push these companies in whom we're invested to get back to worrying about their bottom line rather than wokeism.
30 seconds to go. Would you say that the anti-woke movement, the anti-ESG movement is beginning to gain some real steam?
It is, and I'm so grateful that at Heritage and at other organizations around the country, fueled by just common sense, someone doesn't have to be a conservative to subscribe to the anti-woke agenda, that we can celebrate, and maybe until Anheuser-Busch gets their act together, we can buy some Bud Light, pour it into the river, and maybe they can get back to doing business as usual.
Kevin Roberts, president of the Heritage Foundation, thank you very much for being with us today, sir. A valuable contribution. Come back soon. Thanks a lot. Take a look.